saw the half of it. This is the life I live, and that's just the half of it. Saw me on a television.
Hi lovelies, this is my second video for Virgos. This is for the spring months, and just so that you guys know, the way I'm going to be doing these readings are I'm going to do them according to season. So the next time I'll post will be for summer, and I'll touch base on the previous reading to kind of tie it in to see how you guys have transitioned, and yeah, so let's go from there. And according to your previous reading, and I really want to just take a look to compare as to how you've transitioned, and you know, what progress have you made. And what I got mostly from what's the transition is more of a balanced state of mind, which is great. You're not so heavily based in those negative thought processes that were happening in the previous reading, which is good. I mean, given you did start the reading with the Devil card, and given this is more in a past position, so I do want to stress that. And the Devil card is more so partaking in things that are more addictive. Addictive meaning you're partaking in drinking, smoking, more like sexual addictions and jealousy and possession and all those things that would typically be tied to an energy like the Devil. The image depicts, I'm using a pen as a pointer, the image depicts two people chained to the base of the Devil's feet. So the good thing is that this is more in a past position, so maybe it was something that was going on in the past, it's no longer, or you're phasing out of that, or maybe it's not hindering as it was. You know, they say everything should be done in moderation, and the same is true. If you're going to go have a drink, you know, do it not as an everyday thing. So maybe the amount of how much it was going on before has lessened. Now, shortly after that, there is a moment of mental clarity with the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is more of a card where you're actually now reining in everything that you've been thinking, and you've got this clarity about it where you now see your goals, and you're seeing what you're looking to achieve and everything that you're looking to manifest. But the sword, the Ace of Swords, gives you that power behind you. It's almost like anything that you were looking to go after, you can go after it with the Ace of Swords. You can cut out the BS, and you know, you become more of an unstoppable force. But it's more about using this energy in the right way. So the good thing about the mental clarity that the Ace of Swords brings about is that shortly after, you have more of this higher learning with the Hierophant. Hierophant is a gentleman that learns from above and then in turn teaches. So you could be going through a phase of higher learning and seeking and looking to learn new things and going more in depth than surface level stuff. And that's what the Hierophant type, that's what he does. Now, with the energy of the Ace of Swords, and if you're going in that route, I would definitely advise to use the mental clarity that you're being given prior to even undertaking the studies and this higher learning. Now, you have, it's odd because these two are almost, I don't want to use the word contradictory, but what it is, it's almost like in a backward motion, because I gotta explain that. So first off, the center of the reading, strength. So you're getting to a better place, whether it's a better headspace, a better, like, you're definitely making progress here. But as far as your emotions go, if this is more of a current position, right? you've got the strength behind you, the strength of a person who can tame a lion. But there's a lot of emotional factors that are tied into this. Like, usually this is your wish fulfillment card, right? Everything, it's being in a place where you're feeling emotionally content with the way that everything is going in your life, with your finances, with health, with your relationships. This is, you know, if you were to look at those 9 cups and you were to think of things that you're feeling emotionally satisfied with right now, that's what that represents, right? And then it goes to the strength, which are amazing cards. But then it goes from a 9 to an 8. So there's a regression here. A small regression, but there's a regression. The 8 is symbolic of walking away from things that are no longer hold deep meaning to you. And through walking away from the things that no longer fully satisfy you or satisfy you in a way of in a personal way, like that stands true to who you are and your beliefs and your values. So this gentleman, he sat there and he's been working on all these cups and accumulating all these things and the material wealth and the emotional wealth and all that. But deep down inside doesn't feel fulfilled by it, so chooses to walk away from it. And in doing so, comes to a place of emotional fulfillment. But you got it this way. You've got where you felt like you were emotionally satisfied, but then you go into a place of walking away. So what are you currently walking away from that you feel no longer serves you, and where you're looking to go and take things? Because with the Temperance card as the underlying energy, you have Temperance, where Temperance shows a balance. It's a mental balance where even when everything is going hectic in your life and things are moving a mile a minute, you're able to slow things down and still see and have the mental clarity despite everything. I mean, there's people who go through tough times, and when they go through tough times, they lose their headspace. But through the tough times that you're going through, you're finding balance. This gentleman is sometimes, well, what they say about this card is sometimes the Temperance card is, the angel is almost symbolic of what they would call almost like a hermaphrodite. It's a balance of the masculine and the feminine. It's a balance of the mind. So if this is your underlying energy and you're using this where you can see clear and you're balancing your mental space, and right underneath it, Virgo, you're famous for this card. Since I've been doing your readings, this 2 of Swords has been prominent. So let's say from the start of the year, there's been a big decision that you've had to make, but you're not making any decision. You'd almost rather stay there, cloaked, your eyes cloaked, not seeing the truth of a situation. And it's all in your head because the swords represent thoughts. You're at a loss. You don't want to make that decision yet. And it's a big decision that you have to make. It's a decision that brings you balance. So is that decision ultimately to walk away from what you've been building and walk away with nothing, but still choosing to walk away for the emotional fulfillment that you're looking for and using the strength to do so? And with the High Priestess, you've been so much in your mind, in your head. And the High Priestess, you've got these cards, the Hierophant and the High Priestess, where you're getting these messages or this insight, and it's coming from a deeper and a higher place. And you know, the Hierophant speaks it outwardly versus the High Priestess, which keeps it inward. So you've got a lot of these masculine and feminine energies, but that are in balance with one another. And this is where you're able to find this balance within your mental state, where it's taking you leaps and bounds as far as where your headspace goes. But I gotta say something now. When you walk away and you make the decision that calls for, that is that you've been trying to make for some time now, and you've yet to come to a decision of whatever that may be in your life, it might leave you feeling a little bit under the weather. Whatever decision you make, and the funny thing about the Three of Swords is when you make a decision, sometimes we'll mope over the other side of the decision, the other thing that we were contemplating. So we've got two things that we're trying to juggle, and we don't know what decision to make. But ultimately, whatever decision we make and we decide to move forward in, we mope on the decision that we chose not to choose. That was a messed up combination of words. But you've got in a future position this card that feels like you've been stabbed in the heart, known as the heartache card. So, I mean, whatever you choose to walk away from, it leaves you feeling a bit blue. But here's the thing with situations like that. When you walk away, you had to do it, or you're doing it for your higher good. So, you know, do you stay in this headspace just because you're scared to make the decision, or you're refusing to make a decision here? I think ultimately, even with all this mental clarity that you have, that whatever decision you make is for your higher good, is for you to find this emotional fulfillment, this deeper meaning of life for you. So you move on from whatever makes you feel like you're not being fulfilled. And with this mental balance that you have, yeah, you'll fall down, a little scrape of the knee, but you'll get back up. And whatever you decide that's going to bring you that fulfillment, that deeper meaning of life, with the Ace of Swords, you have the power to do it. The Ace of Swords will walk with you and give you this power, this empowerment that will allow you to get to this place of emotional fulfillment. And with the Three of Swords, and whatever pain is brought out from the steps forward that you take, and whatever you choose to leave behind, the closing of the doors, and that's going to be different for everybody who sees this video. It's sometimes required. Like, you have to do that. So many times we get stuck in this place where we're not necessarily happy, but we stay. And that's not always the best thing for you, right? So ultimately, with all the mental clarity that you have, all of this is all I see throughout this whole reading, this mental balance that you've got now, which is great. That's through all that inner work that you do. And I've spoken to my girlfriend about this, because she's a Virgo, and I tell her that the Virgos are amazing in that they can go to realms of the mind that most people struggle to get to. And if you have this capability of doing so, do it in a way that you're able to not only figure out what your life goals are and find that deeper meaning of life, but also have the power to actually, and the courage to go after it. You know, we have to make these hard decisions in life, and through these hard decisions that we make for ourselves, although we stay in this state of mind for a while, people stay in it for months, for a year, for years, but choose to move on from this, because everything is a cycle. You've got to go through all of that. So sometimes we've got to leave behind a lot of things. We can't always take everything with us. And if this is, you know, a person or a situation, or you got to do what you got to do. But the good thing about this, let me say, the good thing about this Three of Swords, you can, being that it's in a future position, now you can minimize it. If you know that you're coming closer to making a decision for yourself, right? And you're getting, now you're pulling it in, and you're like, okay, now I've finally thought it through. I've got the clarity that I needed. Okay, now I can make my decision. And when you make the decision, you find yourself in a place of hurt. Here's the thing. Shortly after, this guy, the Knight of Cups, he is a guy who, he's holding his cup. He's typically representative of a messenger, this knight. And this is a message that's going to come to you. It could be in the form of a message, yeah. It could be a person. It could actually be a water sign coming to you with a message. But a message that brings about a feeling of love. Could be a love of life, a love for a person, a love for family. But that's the direction it's going on. So how weird, right? You hurt, but then you're walking in the direction of love. And then it can be different. It can be, like I said, a love for a couple of different things. Let me pull you a different card and see what we get. But what's good is that in the center of your reading, you've got this Strength card. And the Strength card, come on, how many people you know can actually stand there and actually play with a lion? Come on, be for real. So, and you see on her, over her head, she's got the balance, that eternal balance, right? Balance enough to tame a lion. And this is your current energy, the center of your reading. So use that energy and allow it to help you through everything that's going on around you. If the other cards were a tornado, you're standing still in the middle with your strength, and that's all you've got to really worry about, and retaining that balance that you've got and you've worked so hard for. Nobody said nothing in this life would be easy. Nothing is a given. The goals and everything that we're looking to accomplish, you got to put the work in. Sometimes you got to walk away from things that don't serve your highest good. Sometimes it causes pain when we do these things. But use your intuition. Use everything you've learned to offer you the emotional fulfillment that you're really looking for. And you really got to figure out what that is for you. Because sometimes Virgos are such perfectionists that they are not happy with a lot of things that they come into contact with. That's poorly said. Sometimes they have the hopes of something better when they have something. You have to really come to a place where You know what's going to be emotionally filling for yourself, right? So that way you don't pull anyone or anything or any situation into into your personal growth. You just got to sit there and contemplate it. So that way, you know, okay, I know the things that are emotionally fulfilling for me. You're not it. This is not it. That situation ain't it. And cut it out with the Ace of Swords. So what I got is the King of Fire. I believe for you, last time I did a reading for you, you got the Queen of Fire. So this is a progression. You go from Queen to King, and that's great, right? So now look how you're depicted. King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Look at that. Look at this guy, though. He is dope. On a dragon. Shoot. Anyway, what it says is focus, focus, focus. Communicate your vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Let's see the additional meanings to that card and see what we get. Okay, so as a situation, it states to focus, 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 and full steam ahead. Devote your energy and your time to the task at hand. You're in a position of leadership and you inspire others with your enthusiasm. You may also receive advice from someone who excels at creative solutions. As a person, you're a natural-born leader with great charisma, charm, and flair. Often the head of a business or organization that allows him or her to be innovative and accomplish great things. Creative, idealistic, ambitious, influential, motivational, professional, and theatrical. The additional meanings to this card is an entrepreneurial, I butchered that, an entrepreneurial venture, speaking in front of a group, the courage of one's convictions, and making a difference. So, I mean, it's tied in, you know? But take this, whatever goals that you're looking to accomplish, take this energy, like look at how ambitious, motivational, come on. Use that energy and just inspire others. And so take this energy and accomplish what you're looking to accomplish. Accomplish that emotional fulfillment that you're looking for. The fulfillment in all things in life, whether they're material, financial, emotional, like all of that stuff. Now is the time to pull it in, gather it all together, what you're looking for, what's going to provide you with this great fulfillment in life in all those aspects, and every day take small steps towards it. You're being given the mental clarity to do so. You're being given the drive to do so, the motivation to do so. Now, do it. All right, Virgo. Don't worry so much about this. Don't focus too much about this, because as you're going through the motions of accomplishing what you're looking to accomplish, whatever needs to die out or phase out of your life will. Just don't take any BS. Don't take people who are situations, and I have to say all those things because sometimes they take different form. So whatever that is in your life that's not really jiving well with where you're looking to go and that fulfillment that you're looking to achieve, if it doesn't jive well with it, walk away from it. Walk away from it. And if it brings a feeling of pain, this will help you grow. This life is all about growing. Everything that we go through and the shittier aspects of it, they're all intended to bring you to a better place of being within yourself. So don't worry about this. This isn't a future position. Nothing is set in stone. But like I said, don't take it as a bad thing. This is all about your personal growth. This is all about taking you to a place of emotional fulfillment, of a place of strength, of a place of accomplishing your goals. And all the meanwhile, having the balance to do it. All right, I'm done. I'm not going to rant anymore. guys, I will give you a reading in the summer months. Apart from that, if you guys need to chat with me, speak to me about anything, if you want additional clarity, if you want me to pull a card for you for the month or the day or whatever the case is, send me an email. And like, subscribe, share, let me know how you feel about it. Otherwise than that, I'm gonna stop with the rant. Ciao guys, enjoy your spring. Mwah.